So I was sitting at a seminar, in fact, with my partner, Joe Schroeder, and he was up at the front of the room teaching. By the way, it's called Wisdom School. It goes on every 6 to 8 weeks. If you want information about that, and I'm not here today to talk about it and what it is and how spectacular it is and how intimate and what goes on in that room, but if you want information about it, shoot me an email anytime at diane@dianehochman.com. But anyway, I'm sitting in my seat, and now I sit up front because I'm working with him in teaching and training, but you know, for a long time I sat in the back of the room. I'd sit back there. And one day he came up with a term, and he called it self-arousal, which I thought was a little bad boyish that he said it, but self-arousal. And I thought that's brilliant, because most people out there that are trying to run a business, they're always asking, how do you keep motivated? Diane, you always have so much energy. You're always so jacked up. How do you keep motivated? And when Joe said that, I said, that's it. I'm a master, as are everybody who's really successful. We're masters at self-arousal. Not that kind, behave. But self-arousal is when you're so turned on by what you're doing. Okay, this isn't about how much money do I make and what am I going to get out of it. I get so turned on. The money, by the way, just becomes a scorecard after a while. If you make a lot of money, it's just a game. It's like, how do we convert and what happened and stuff. We tend to give away a whole bunch of our money. We tend to give away, you know, because it's just a game. What's exciting is the mission. The self-arousal comes in when I think of another person that I can help. You know, if we haven't met before, in 1999, I was so fat and so broke and so miserable. I had no hope. Bill collectors calling, crying babies. You know, I felt ugly and stupid and all this stuff. And when I think, for me, this is my joy. This is my insanity. I always say that anybody that gets to a certain level has to have delusions of grandeur. I actually believe I can change not only the life of one person that I help, but generations. Because I think about, and I'll think about one particular mama in our group, the lovely Selena Tension, and hello Selena, I love you. Working with her and helping her turns me on so much because Selena has a beautiful daughter, Amaya. And Amaya is really into everything that's going on. And she actually comes to the calls and stuff. And I know she's like very immersed in these wonderful messages of self-development and empowerment. So I know that I'm helping Selena empower herself and become successful and all this other stuff. I know it's going into her daughter. I know that her daughter will turn around and grow up in this her whole life. And she will turn around and she will have children. And those children will have it embedded into them. And I know that through one person, I can change the world. One person. Because I can change the path of a legacy in their family. Selena's family is employees. Selena's entrepreneurial. It's just like me. My family had this legacy of, you know, not being particularly financially abundant, being severely obese and having, you know, these things going on, health issues and so on. And it was the expectation that this is just what it is. This is how it works. You're supposed to struggle with money. You're supposed to struggle with health and weight and all this other stuff. And when I stepped over the line and got into this, I broke that legacy and created a new one for my children forward. That's what turns me on, guys. That's how I stimulate myself. That's how I arouse myself, just thinking about that stuff. Every time I get on a call, I know there's one person that I'm really helping. There might be 300 on the call, but there's one person that heard me. And that one person can go out and do something tomorrow that tilts this person, that tilts this person. It's like dominoes. I am obsessed with changing the language of this industry, the way people think, the way people talk, the way they get caught up in things that are damaging to them. I'm obsessed with it. I believe I'm going to do it with the help of a crew of people that are amassing right now. What you need to do is figure out, how do you self-arouse? How do you get yourself jacked up? Because if the goal is, I want to sell a package for my company and I want to make $100 this week, it's never going to, you're not going to have that thing. The goal has to be so much bigger. If you own a florist, I get a lot of people that are, small business owners as well. If you own a florist, it isn't about, do I sell some roses this week? It's about, what do I put together for this bride that I start off her new life with this token, this beauty that I've created? And will her eyes come wide open when she sees those flowers on the morning of her wedding? And will it move her so much that they're so beautiful that she will in turn tell everybody she knows that Mary the florist is the one that cares the most? How can you be a part of that life, in the beginning of that life for her? Every basket that you make for a new mother is the start of a new life. Every basket that you make for a funeral comforts those in the room that have lost a loved one. It's not just flowers. It's being a part of all the ceremonies of lives. If I'm a real estate agent, am I showing the house to the family that's going to be the cradle for the future for them, that their children will grow up in, that their memories will be made in? It's not, will I make a 6% commission or 3% if I'm splitting because I'm the listing agent and somebody sells it, or vice versa. It's about lives. That's what turns me on. I know that's what turns my colleagues on. One of the people I follow and train with, he sells, and started up with selling dating advice for men in the beginning. Can you imagine taking a guy that's unsure of himself and giving him back his manhood and getting him so that he's comfortable and he can talk to women comfortably, so that he can meet the mate he's looking to meet, or even if he can pick up some babes so he feels good about himself? That's what he's doing. Yes, he makes money. But that's what is self-arousal. It's understanding what you're doing and how it impacts people. Do you have that? And if not, you got to search for it. They call it out there, they go, you have to find your why. Okay, whatever. And a lot of people are busy looking for their why. Their why is that I want to get a new house or something. It's never about money. It's about people. It's never about money. It's about you. It's about your creative spirit. People that have gone the distance all have this thing in them that they want to build a legacy. They don't want to make a buck. Go get a job if you want to make a buck. I always say that the home and small business industry is the hardest way in the world to make an extra 1,000 part-time, and it's the easiest way in the world to make an extra 1,000,000. Because if you have the passion and if you're excited about that, you attract people and then you just bill them. Serious. You attract people. They want to be around your energy, and then you just bill them in one way or another. But if you're trying to make money, it's actually repelling to people. They feel it, they sense it, they move away. Learn the art of self-arousal. Learn how to get up in the morning and be jacked up about what you're doing, and learn how to look at people and consider the legacy that you're leaving. How will you be remembered? Will you be remembered as the guy who skanked a whole bunch of people into your, multi-$1,000 one-up and dumped them because they didn't produce fast enough? Will you be remembered as the person that left people dead on the side of the road? Will you be remembered as the guy or girl that doesn't return the phone calls of the people that have given you money? And P.S. and by the way, I'm not talking about, sitting around with whiners, complainers, and non-doers. I don't. But if you've taken money, and I'm talking significant money, from somebody, there's a reciprocity of service there. Will you be remembered as somebody who took, or as somebody who gave so much that they moved hundreds, thousands, and potentially with the internet today, millions of people? Learn the art of self-arousal. We'll see you guys later. The site's over at DianeHochman.com. Go visit, sign up, send me love notes, give me a comment, tweet me, beat me if you want to meet me. All that good stuff. We'll see you guys later.